Alright, well let's get this show on the road, shall we?
Okay.
Oh, no, I mean...
we're going to start. Alright, sorry.
We're going to start this podcast, probably second last for the year, maybe third last.
Hey.
Big weekend of footy.
Yeah.
Did you have a great weekend?
I did.
Excellent.
I did have a great weekend.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Yeah, good weekend.
Yeah.
Got a bit done on the shed.
Yeah.
Watched some great games of footy as well.
Saw the women's Titans team won.
I saw that. I watched that game.
Yeah.
They did really well. So that was great. And tonight, we've actually got a special guest joining us
Yeah.
for the very first time since last week. He's back! Jed's back.
Yeah. It might not have happened because the Roosters, but you decided to come back.
Yeah, decided to come back and, you know, like...
Just loves it too much.
Yeah, just loved it too much, you know, but, you know... When you get paid as much as I do, you know...
Thought you could have a day off and come hang out with us.
There you go. Well, let's before we get to footy, got to make an announcement for our sponsor. Been sponsoring us, looking after us all year.
Yeah.
SAE Group. What do?
They do solar.
They do solar.
They do batteries.
Solar and batteries.
Solar and two things.
If you want solar for your house,
Yep.
give them a call, 1300 18 20 50. If you've got solar and you want a battery, give them a call, 1300 18 20 50.
Yeah, you want just solar anything.
If you want to look at VPP options, if you don't know what VPP is, do some Googling.
Google.
Yep.
They can help you out. Give them a call, 1300
20?
18
18, 20, 50.
18 20 50.
Yes.
Alright.
And on a quick side note,
Yep.
now that I'm working at Bunnings, make sure you get down to your local Bunnings. They'll sort you out.
Hopefully they'll sort us out too. Bunnings
I'll
Warehouse.
try and get a free snag for everyone next week.
Oh, I love snacks. Oh, big game of round of footy this weekend.
Yeah.
So the last round for the NRLW for 2023.
Yeah.
Some big games there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really enjoyed it.
I'm pretty sure we tipped 100%.
I reckon we would be pretty close. Well, let's have a look at what we did tip.
Yeah.
So the first game on Thursday was West Tigers Knights.
Yep.
Yep, I watched a bit of this game and, gee, Tigers were just never in it. Oh, actually, it was actually, Tigers were leading at one stage, but then, Newcastle just, especially in that second half, they just overpowered them.
Yeah.
Speaking of overpowered, the first game on Saturday was the Roosters versus Cows.
Yep.
40-16.
Yep, I watched this one and, do.
Great game.
Yeah, I was very happy with the victory, so we're looking the goods.
Looking the goods for 2023.
Yep.
Another big game, the second game on Saturday, Dragons-Broncos. Dragons showed some really good plays there, but Broncos were way too good.
Yep.
46-12 over the Dragons.
Yeah, they're never in it, the Dragons. I did watch that one as well.
Yep.
The scores keep getting bigger.
Up Cronulla.
Sharks versus Eels. Eels versus Sharks in Canberra.
First time a side has scored over 50 points in NRLW.
There you go.
56-6. Too bad we don't get to play next week.
Yeah, but
in the finals. But
good, promising signs.
Good,
though.
promising win. First season, I'm pretty happy.
Yep, absolutely obliterated the Eels. A lot of work there for the Eels to do before next season, but they'll come good.
Yeah.
And then game of the round, last game, Canberra Raiders versus Titans. Titans with the win, 30-6.
Yep.
Good game, great plays.
And then Titans
awesome
get
kicks.
through.
Titans are through.
That was for the finals, the game for the finals.
Titans are the winner, chicken dinner. And so we'll go through the ladder. So the final ladder, the NRLW, the teams that are through to the final series this year in order of 1 to the rest.
Yes.
Knights, Roosters, Titans, and the Broncos.
Yep.
to the finals. So no new team got in the finals this year.
Not
Yeah,
this
so
year.
what are your thoughts on that? Because even though talking today that they want to expand the competition, but none of the new teams have actually made the finals. So what do you make of that?
I say expand it.
Yeah.
It's it's the top 4, so there's only
Yeah.
4 spots. You
I
can get
think
in.
they think that the problem is that some teams will be so far above the other teams. But,
Yeah.
with the new team coming in and stealing players, it might actually just even out
Yeah.
even more.
Do you think there's enough talent there though?
I don't know any of the talent.
Ah, okay.
I'd have to
It's
ask.
like anything though. Like if there's positions available, then they will make
Yeah.
room. They will
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
There was a heap of. I did read a thing a few weeks ago about women rugby union players
Ooh.
making the change over to
Yeah, I
league.
did see that.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So the league's poaching players from union.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think it's like anything. If there's more teams, there's more opportunities.
Yeah, and I have heard that the union girls want to come. They actually do want to come over to the league because it's more money and it's on TV a lot
It's a
more.
better sport.
Yeah, it's a better sport. Yeah.
So
So
the
controversial.
Koala Dolphins girls won the under 16 and under 17 player.
oh,
of the
okay.
year. So there's some Koala Dolphins
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
that
Columbia
can
Sharks
step up.
actually won the competition in the under 17s though. So
Yeah.
you can have one good player, but it makes a team to make it. Yep. So on to the semi-finals.
So, actually, the rest of the ladder.
sorry.
5 was the Raiders, just missing out. Then we got the Sharks in 6, Dragons 7, West Tigers 8, Cowboys 9th, and then poor old Eels with the spoon. So first week of the finals, so it's 1v4, 2v3.
Yep.
Jed, we're going to have to make some time on Sunday.
Yes, we
afternoon
are.
to watch this game.
Yep.
So the first game, Sunday, 2:05 p.m. Knights versus Broncos at McDonald Jones Stadium.
Yep.
Should be quite a good game of footy.
Yep.
I'm going with the home side. I'm going for Knights for this game.
Yeah, I'm going for Newcastle as well.
I think
They
they'll be
won
too
the
good.
premiership last year, and they're looking to back it up again. So,
Yep.
Yeah, it should be a good game though.
yep.
Should be quite
Who are
tight.
you tipping, Jason?
I'm going to go the Broncos just because you guys went for the Knights.
Nah,
Yeah, but
no other reason.
yeah,
it would be a good
I have
game.
nothing
These
to
are the best.
substantiate that.
Yeah, these are the best teams. They're all deserved of their spots in the
yeah,
in the final. So the second game, 4:15 p.m. Roosters versus Titans at
yep.
Allianz. I think this will be a close game, but I think Roosters will have it over the Titans.
Yeah,
the
I think
Roosters
that will be too strong. That's why I'm supporting the girls tonight. So,
Well, I really hope the Titans do get up because it'd be great for
Yeah.
the coast. But
Yeah.
I've got a feeling the Roosters.
yeah,
might
and I
tip
think
them.
that more people would rather see the Roosters win. So,
Ooh,
I don't know about
probably
that.
Queensland. You live in Queensland.
yeah, I know.
I think the Roosters will win,
Yeah,
but I don't agree with your statement.
Fair enough.
I've lived in Queensland too long.
Oh, jeez.
yeah,
All right,
Alright.
so let's get on to the NRL.
yes.
Game of the round.
Games. Full of controversy. Friday night game saw the Storm versus Roosters down at Amy Park.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Roosters were in it. The Roosters, in my opinion, I thought the Roosters played really well. Really
Yeah.
well. They only lost it probably towards the last quarter of the game.
It was last minute, not even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were in front. They were in front.
And I actually thought that overall we were probably the better team, but I think that the referees, me personally, had a major influence on the game.
So as an independent
you-
watcher, apart from the Harry Grant call,
Yeah.
I thought the last 15 minutes of the first half, I thought the Roosters got all the calls. They were offside at every kick. I actually thought they kept them in the game.
Oh, controversy.
But
All the controversies tonight.
good mates. But anyway, they played well.
Well, no, Storm got
got a few.
especially the one
Yeah.
where Harry Grant.
The
was
Harry Grant one was the
obstructed.
one that,
Yeah.
Not the not
not
on.
the drop, the obstructed. Yeah.
The obstruction. So
Yeah.
the lead
Yeah.
runner, Lindsay Collins, stopped in the line. Harry Grant fell over or got knocked over.
Yeah.
The ball went all the way to the left. Harry Grant gets up, gets back in the line, ready to defend. The ball comes back along, and then I forget which rooster it was, broke through, and then scored a try, but they called it back for obstruction on Harry Grant.
They have said that you can't go back. So that's the ruling, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But logically,
there were some.
he was in the line.
There
ready to
were
defend
quite
again,
a few refereeing errors. Though,
Yeah,
so
and I was actually very disappointed where Melbourne gave away about 3 or 4 penalties in a row, and there was no action taken.
they gave away heaps.
Yeah,
It was more than 3.
Well.
It was ruck infringements and penalties.
Yeah. So
Not one warning. Didn't hear one warning. Either side Either side didn't get warned.
Yeah. So as a result, Ashley Klein, the referee, has been demoted to video ref for the weekend. So he was probably.
Well, that's not
that's
good
not
because you can't even see it when
he doesn't know the
you can't see it when he's standing right in front of it.
Yeah, I know. It was a metre away from.
No, not gone.
So we're in agreement that they both got some good calls.
Yep.
Or bad calls, depending on which way you look at it. They both played well. Do you think Storm were the deserved winners anyway, Jase? Because you like a bit of controversy, or do you think that the Roosters were a bit hard done by?
I mean it in all nicety. I don't think it matters. They're coming to play the Panthers, and
well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. I think the Roosters.
I think he had an off night. It's probably it's a hard job when you've got that many people watching you. You have an off day at work, and you're probably fine.
Well, no one knows.
So
whereas he's got like a couple of million people watching him.
Off day at the Bunnings snag and someone gets food poisoning, but I think it's a bit harsh.
Okay.
But he did have probably a couple too many blunders in that game. But I think it was I thought it was pretty even across the board, the blunders.
I think I'm really quite impressed with how the Roosters had turned it on in the last probably six weeks, 7 weeks, and how they managed to get into the top 8.
Yeah,
and
especially with their injuries and.
I'm pretty impressed with Walker coming back in that side after being dropped and then getting injured.
He was good.
He could have really fell in a heap. But he came and he played with confidence the last 4 weeks or whatever. So if I was a Rooster supporter, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, I've had a good 5-minute chat with him. Top fella. You could have a beer with him.
Yeah?
Oh,
just one though.
Just one.
So 5 minutes and then you've got to wait.
So well done. So second game, Saturday Arvo, Warriors versus Knights over in Auckland. Warriors obliterated the Knights. The Knights. You did.
Said it on this podcast last week.
The Knights' defence was shaky.
Yeah, from the start, the Warriors got off to a 16-0 lead.
Yeah.
And the Newcastle actually came back in this game 16-10 at one stage. But just towards that second half, the Warriors just out-dominated them.
The crowd was phenomenal. I think there was probably 2 or 3 Knights fans in the whole stadium. It was so loud, like, watching it.
I was trying to finish the lawn, and my young fella came out and he's like, the Warriors scored. Then he comes out, Warriors have scored. I'm like, I got to finish this later. Come inside and watch it.
Why were you mowing the lawn during a game?
I was trying to get it done beforehand. I just had a couple of minutes left. But
time management is all. Okay.
I'm working on it.
It's not your strong point.
He wouldn't let me rewind it back either. He's like, no, we're watching it from here.
Yeah, I do have to say though, Sean Johnson coming back, how can I say this? It wasn't like he carried the team. Like he did make a lot. He did do a lot of things, but all the rest of the players lifted. So whether that's because he was there or not, but it wasn't just they won because he was back.
I think
they all played their part.
It's a bit like Cooper Cronk in that Roosters grand final. He didn't do anything, but just being there lifted their spirits. Mitch Albertson had a killer of a game.
Perfect storm. Sean Johnson's back, played at home in front of a sellout crowd. So well done Warriors. Really looking forward to this week of footy. So this is the last week of finals before the big dance.
Yep.
So we'll go through the team lists in a minute. So the first game will be Penrith versus Melbourne.
Yep. So can I just say we probably didn't have to have any of those games the last 2 weeks. We could have just went straight to this.
You got to go through the process.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
everyone could have just had a couple of weeks off.
Anyway, so Panthers coming off the rest week.
The rest.
Jerome Luai's back. He's been named.
Yeah.
Jermaine Salmon's out for this week, so
Yeah.
otherwise full strength.
Yeah.
Jerome Hughes is back for the Storm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Coates is not.
no, they said was still mucking around with his ankle, was still a bit sore. So if they make it to the grand final, I think he'll be back for that.
Mm.
What are your thoughts on this game? Do you think it's a close one?
I think that the Panthers will dominate in this game.
I totally agree, because I've said before I don't think. But I think if someone's going to beat them, it's going to be the Storm. I think this could be the week where they go in really, confident that they're going to win. Yeah. And this could be the one that the Storm have a way of getting under people's skin.
Well, the Storm will do a Broncos on the Storm on the Panthers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they can win, but if someone can beat them, I think it's the Storm.
Yeah, I think Storm can muscle up and get in their faces and that because that's traditionally how teams have beaten the Storm, was not letting them get to their set plays, getting up in their face, shutting them
Craig
down.
Bellamy is a good coach too. Putting pressure on Nathan Cleary. I think they'll target Isaiah if you can do that. Good luck.
There's a bit more urgency in this game too. Well, not that there wasn't last week, but this is, they're so close.
My only concern is that, like in the first week, they got beat up by the Broncos pretty easily, and then last week, yes, they won, but it's probably one of the most physical games that I've seen for a while, and just having two big games, and how much is that going to affect them?
And that pair that's forward back. Far out.
Very solid. And well, let's go through. Let's have a look at the teams. So Penrith.
So we got Dylan Edwards at fullback. We got Truva in the wing with Tago in centre. Then we got Crichton and Toto. I think that'll swap around. And then Luai is back at 5'8". Cleary the halfback. We got Leota and Kenny's back at hooker. Fisher Harris, the other prop. Back rowers are Scott Sorensen and Liam Martin. And then Isaiah Yeo is the lock. Like you said, Salmon was out, so Cogger moves to the interchange. Probably back up there for Luai more than anything, I imagine. Cleary went to hospital this week for his finger. So that's probably a bit of a thing there they're looking at.
It could just be a psyop. Could just be mind games.
Yeah. Either way, Lindsay Smith, Spencer Lanu, the Rooster, is there, and Luke Gardner locking in the 17. So that's a pretty strong team.
Yep, and the Melbourne team, the fullback is Nick Meaney, the wingers are Will Warbrick and Rena Smith, the centres are Steve Myron and Justin Olam.
Marion Seve.
Yep. The 5'8" is Cameron Munster, the halfback is Jerome Hughes. The front rowers are
Tui
coming from Mua, I can't even pronounce that.
Kama Kamika.
And Christian Wells, and the hooker is Harry Grant. The second rowers are Trent Letlino and Katoa, and the lock is Josh King. The bench is Tyler Wishart, Tom Eisenhower, Big Nelson, and Tarek Sims, and they are coached by Craig Bellamy.
So there's a big bench there.
It's a big bench.
Big bench.
It's a lot bigger than.
Yeah. Where's the game won? Defense, attack, bit of both.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Because the Warbrick has got quite a decent kick receiver, so he. As they saw on that try on the weekend, to get him through to it. I don't think Tago is going to run over Olam like he has most other centres. So I think Crichton might be the difference.
Yeah, and Justin Olom, like it's sort of like you get really good attack and great defence, but sometimes his reads can be quite average. So if you can single him out by spreading the ball out, that's what I would be doing.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight one, but I think the forward pack for Penrith.
Yeah.
Do you think Jerome Luai's first week back for the last 4 or 5 weeks is going to play into it at all, or do you think he'll come back refreshed, ready to go? So I think he's been training since last week anyway.
Yeah.
But it's the same as Jermaine Hughes, so did that?
Yeah, but he only had one. He only really had 1 week out.
Yeah.
Or 2.
I think they've played so many games together that attack, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's the defence, whether he's got that defence. Is going to be the thing in this game with, Hughes running down that.
I've never had a dislocated shoulder, but I can imagine that it would be quite painful. And there's probably
slight worry about
just the thought of hitting it wrong and getting it out.
Last question: do you think that Melbourne looked better without Jermaine Hughes not in the team last week?
No, not
because I don't think he had a great game against.
What I think happened, I think Munster took over, but I think he took over too much.
Yeah.
And I think with Hughes there, it'll settle Munster down a bit.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be a bigger threat. Because you won't know the ball's coming to him.
Yeah,
he just got the ball every second, and I think it was a bit predictable.
Yeah, they did shut him down quite a bit last week.
Yeah.
All right, so the second game, Saturday night.
So we're tipping.
Penrith.
I'm tipping Penrith.
Yeah,
Penrith.
Yep.
I think that'd be too strong for Storm. It will be a good game though. It will be a good game. It'll be plenty of biff and barge.
It'll be tight or a flogging.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's normally how games go.
From Penrith. From Penrith.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So it'll be either really close
or Penrith will just
be 50-0.
Wipe them out.
Yeah.
Second
game of the weekend: Broncos versus the Warriors.
The game of the round.
Yep, it's a sellout. I tried to get tickets.
I tried to get tickets.
Yeah.
I didn't. I knew it was a sellout.
Well, my brother's a member. Both my brothers are members, and I was expecting them to get me tickets. So I'm disappointed in you both.
Jeez, bros.
Anyway, alright, Broncos team list. Are you ready?
So, Broncos, I don't know what that was, I just did then. Reece Walsh, Jesse Arthurs, Staggs, Farnworth, Selwyn Cobbo, and then the 5'8" Ezra Mam and Adam Reynolds as halfback.
Yep.
Flegler, Walters, Payne Haas, Catewell, Ricky, and Carrigan. And then on the interchange, they've got Tyson Smoothie, Piacora, Hetherington, and Palacia.
That's a pretty
and Corey Oates in 18th man. So
he's a good 18th because he could actually play anywhere.
Yeah, I actually had a dream. About Corey Oates the other night.
Oh.
Not a weird dream. Not a weird dream.
No.
Yeah. And
we were just hanging out.
Just hanging out. Hey?
I think that Broncos team is quite settled. It's like that's their team.
That's
there's no one out.
Yeah. And the Warriors team, the fullback is Charles Miller Cossack, and then Dylan Wesniak, and then the centers are Rocco Berry and Adam Pomeroy, and then the other winger is, I can't even pronounce Matoya, and then the 5'8" is Tamari Martin and Sean Johnson, and then the two props is Fanua Blake and also Mitchell Barnett. Wade Egan is the hooker. The two second rows are Jackson forward and Marita Corey, and the captain is Tori Harris. The bench is Dylan Walker, Jazz Tavenga, Bally Siridan, and Josh Curran.
So Josh Curran, his hand decided to go that way and his finger decided to go that way, so he'll be strapped and needled up. Wade Egan, I think, wasn't he denied 2 tries on the weekend? Held up, so he'll be out. 2 solid teams.
Yeah.
This is going to be a battle. This will be a full-on battle.
I like the Warriors bench.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I think Dylan Walker comes on and probably changes the game. I don't know if Smoothie does.
I don't mind him at 14.
Yeah.
I think that's a good...
I'm not a fan of him, but I think as a 14 he comes on and causes some trouble.
Yeah.
I think those forwards probably offer a little bit more on the bench.
Yep, agreed.
Yep.
So the battle of the middle, you reckon? Just the big boys.
I think they're
Fanua Blake and Haas going at it.
They're all playing big minutes. I think there's a case that they're probably going to beat each other up.
Yeah.
And the Penrith might have an easier game.
Yeah. Well, that is the worry, isn't it?
I almost think for the Warriors, if they can stick with them for 60 minutes, they'll go on to win the game. But if the Broncos win, they'll win it in the first half.
Okay.
That's my personal thought.
Who are you going to tip?
I'm tipping Warriors, but that's just because I don't like the Broncos.
Yeah, well, I'm the same.
So I don't have anything to justify that. I think it's going to be just a real good game.
Yeah.
Both their defence has been great.
Yeah.
Ezra Mam and Johnson, creativity is quite
I think this is the game that could go either way.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one, we're pretty confident Penrith are going to win.
Yeah.
But I feel this one, there's a good chance.
Yeah, it might end up being the battle of the fullbacks.
Yeah.
It might end up being whoever has a better game. Yeah. Quick kicking game on Johnson and Reynolds is pretty both spectacular. Yeah, it's
So as if you're watching this podcast over in New Zealand, are you going to stay up till because it'll be a 10:50 kickoff?
Well, you'd have to, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah.
Oh, you have to.
You'd have to. You couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to.
How? Yeah.
Just call in sick on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday. Yeah. Do we have any people from New Zealand watching our podcast?
Yeah.
Leave a comment below.
Well, it looks like you're moving there.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah.
It's getting closer and closer as the weeks go on.
If anyone has if any of my cousins have, like a crib that I can just, stay at, just until I get myself settled.
Do they have Bunnings in New Zealand?
Yes, they do.
Well, there you go. You'll be able to get a transfer.
Is it called Bunnings? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me know and of any good fish and chips as well.
You have to get your jandals.
Get my jandals.
Your chili bun. Somebody's chili bun in his jandals, having some fun.
You have to go for a dance instead of a dance.
You got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
3 weeks.
So, anyway,
exciting times. So that's another excellent game. This coming. The 4 teams, the 4 best teams of the whole year are playing.
Yep.
One more round to go before the big dance.
Yep.
I'm liking it. I'm loving it.
So
a little bit sad.
Who are you picking in this game?
Oh, Broncos.
Yep.
I don't know. I might Warriors.
Broncos at home are hard to beat.
Yeah, but there's lots of Kiwis that live in Brisbane, South East Queensland, Gold Coast.
Yeah, I actually think that the crowd will almost be 60-40. I think 60% would be Broncos, 40 would be Warriors.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think, and the Warriors, they haven't been here before for a long time, for a few years. So
and they do have a very good record at Suncorp.
Broncos haven't been here for a while.
I also think the Broncos will do well next year. I think it'll be hard for the Warriors to back it up.
Yeah.
I think Fanua Blake has had an exceptional year. I don't know if he can back that up next year. And without him, they don't really have enforcers. They have a good pack, but Sean Johnson, I don't think he can replicate it again. So I think this is their chance.
Shush.
Yeah. Ding. Anyway, that's my.
So this is the do or die
their
for
opportunity.
Do or die for the Warriors. Well, Broncos have still got most of their guys signed for next year. Herbie Farmer's off.
Yeah.
Who else was out?
One of the props, I think. Thomas Flagler, he's off to the Dolphins.
Flagler's off.
Adam Reynolds said he's good for next year and probably the year after as well.
Okay.
So
I'll be happy if he retires now, but anyway.
I reckon he'd go alright.
Yeah, but
might buy the Broncos membership next year.
You do that.
I might do it just to barrack for the other team.
Yeah, well, if you guys do that, I'm not coming back next year.
Well, you're going to be in New Zealand,
I'll have
so
to buy 16 jerseys.
We'll come and visit you.
Okay.
Alright.
But what about if I don't want to see you over there because you're now following the Broncos?
Well, I'll just find you. Tackle you and eat some grass.
Alright.
Well, that's it. Round.
Yep.
What episode are we up to? 30, 29, 30. Episode 30.
7.
Whatever. I don't know. I'll put it on the thumbnail and then you'll all see it.
Yep. Make
Thanks
sure
for
you
watching.
like and subscribe to the page.
Get some solar.
Yep.
Hook it up. Get some more solar.
Yep. And we'll see you next week.
See you guys.